Warning, if Bitcoin will crash towards $85,000, almost $2 billion worth of long positions will be liquidated. But what are the probabilities? Can Bitcoin reclaim this resistance and continue in the upward momentum without any correction? Let's analyze. Hello ladies and gentlemen of Paradise Club, this is Simon from Crypto Paradise. Welcome back, it's great to see you here. Today is Saturday and that means that you are watching the last video of this week. Let's recapitulate the price action. So this screenshot is actually taken from our free Telegram channel on July 14th. We have been telling you that with the highest probability we are creating this idealized corrective mode wave pattern and that we will get rejected from $121,000 and we will go in the first motive mode wave towards $88,000, right? So as you can see, we have went through that support. In the previous videos, we have been then extending the target of that support to $82,000. I have told you that's the maximum, and as you can see, we are recovering right now out of it. In the previous videos, we have been also analyzing that from that $82,000, we will have a price action to the upside, right? And you know that we are targeting the major resistances $101 and $110,000. I've been sharing that with you right here when Bitcoin was at around $82,000. As you can see on that 4-hour time frame, on that daily time frame, I mean, we are right now touching this resistance zone that I have been analyzing for you in the previous video. 1.69 Fibonacci retracement level, very important one, confluenced right now with this moving average trend line and also the price action supply zone that is created by the historic price action development. So the question is, can we start reclaiming this resistance and continue in the upside momentum exactly towards that $101 and $110,000 without any correction, or are we in fact about to have dumped to the downside? Let's analyze the probabilities, what's gonna happen next with the highest probability, and let's start right here by analyzing what's going on behind the scenes. So I will go through this very quickly because I've been updating you about this in the previous videos already. So the cumulative volume delta on spot exchanges is kinda consolidating, no big players are actually buying. So this reversal is not created by spot volume, it's more created by shorts covering. As you can see, both net long positions and net short positions are being covered. That's also why the open interest is decreasing. Not much new contracts are being opened on the exchange. So to traders, retail traders, and also the big players, after they have been selling, the big players right now and the retail traders being liquidated, right now none of them are really interested into taking some extreme risk in the market. That's why you see offloading in long positions and in short positions as well. But the net long positions are not really the reason why we are going to the upside. It's because we are heavily closing short positions on the market, all right? So this price action to the upside, this reversal is actually created by shorts covering. So when you close short positions, you need to buy the contracts back, and that's why we are creating this price action to the upside. From the technical perspective, this is really not something that should, with the highest probability, finished with some new all-time high, yeah? So the continuation of this price action, when it's not made out of real buying pressure, but mostly by shorts covering, is something that is used to work as correction before continuation in the main trend. Let's take a look right now on the order book suit. You can see that from here we are already having lots of sell limit orders getting in that market. So the buying liquidity is being actually used for distribution. That's why you see in negative numbers the order book suit. If we zoom in right here, we are seeing some selling imbalances right here, and right here as well. Stacked selling imbalances at around $91,000. That means if the daily candle will start closing actually higher, this will be trapped, all right? And then they might push the price even higher if they start to cover. So that's something important to understand, because we have not yet hit the major $101,000. We have hit the $93,000 short of that $101,000. So we'll be talking about the price action development from the Elliott wave perspective, which is right now will answer us the question what's gonna happen next. But it's important to understand that some aggressive selling on the market price is happening right now, and we need to count that in. Let's take a look right now on the liquidation heat map. So as you know from the intro price, I've been already telling about that. What the long positions that are left have basically loads of stop losses and liquidation levels below us, and the highest concentration of it is at $85,000, as you can see. So this will be working very nicely as a support, because usually the market makers, what they are doing, they wick, they liquidate the long positions, and then they continue in that price action based on the higher degree market structure. If we take a look at the fear and greed index that you can monitor on our website mycryptoparadise.com, in the previous video I've been telling you about that number 80, right? I've told you it nicely confluencing with a resistance area. We have hit that at around $92,000-$93,000, and as you can see, we are right now decreasing. I'm waiting on the 4-hour time frame on 20. If it's going to confluence with some nice support, it will be working again as a bottoming signal, at it worked right here at around $83,000 on November 21. Let's take a look right now what's going on the price action. So the USDT dominance, very quickly, we have been going through the Elliott wave structure. We are having the extended fifth. Resistance is right here. Let's take a look on the weekly time frame. Weekly is closing in 1 day, 9 hours. If it's gonna close above this support, which is at around $89,000, the next week might be bullish. All right, the probabilities will be that we will really start going towards this resistance at around $101,000. So definitely watch for the weekly close that is closing in 1 day, 9 hours. For the bullish price action development further next week, I want to see that the weekly candle will close above $88,000, $89,000. However, the price action from the macro perspective is still bearish. We are creating the expanded flat A, B, which were corrective mode waves patterns, and then the C wave, which is a motive mode wave pattern. That's why you see the 5 waves to the downside. Right now, the question is, but it doesn't matter for our trading strategy tactics, if we have created the first wave or we have created just the third wave of that first wave. If that's the case, this was the first wave, second wave, third wave, we will need to have a fourth wave, and then we will go fifth wave, and we will finish the first wave, and then we will have the secondary wave that will take us towards $110,000. That might be one case, right? And if that's going to be the second case, there will be some slight change in our trading tactics, but pretty much we are still looking for the same levels, because there is also a possibility that this was the first wave, secondary wave, then we have got the third wave, which is not the shortest one, which is the only important thing for the third wave in an impulse, leading diagonal or an ending diagonal as well, which are all of them are motive mode waves. Then we have got the fourth wave, which was pretty shallow, that's perfect, and then we have got an extended fifth, right? Both scenarios are at the moment possible, and it doesn't really change anything, because right here we are at support, and then I still believe that even if we are already forming the secondary wave, we will do it in a ABC fashion, right? In a deep zigzag correction. So this will be a wave, which I still believe will be nicely confluencing with this moving average trend line, with the historic price action, etc. And VPV are basically many confluences. We have also from lower time frames as well at around $101,000. Then I believe we will do the B wave that will take us to 618 Fibonacci retracement level. Sometimes it retraces 100%. It's a secondary wave, but it can also be a shallow correction if it's going to be a triangle. Doesn't matter right now. The resistance will be the same. Then we will have the B wave and the C wave anyway. I do believe will take us towards $110,000. At the moment, it looks like this, all right? And we will be strategically positioning ourselves at the strategic levels with the Paradise Family VIPs. Once we get enough confirmations, we will be also riding the third wave if that's going to be the case. Obviously, if Bitcoin will start reclaiming this resistance, we will be looking for long positions. We will change the count, but not until then. Right now, everything is still favoring the count that we are working with at the moment. Let's take a look on the daily time frame. So we are nicely touching the 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level and the moving average trend line. As you can see, we have created on the daily time frame a nice shooting star candlestick pattern, which is a bearish candlestick pattern, as you know from our website mycryptoparadise.com. If you are educating yourself in our MCP free university, this is usually a candlestick that you are seeing in an end of uptrends. All right, so a very bearish sign. Right now we are waiting for confirmations. Some confirmation might be the next candle, with which, if it's going to be a bearish engulfing, all right, it's going to increase the bearish probabilities and might work as a bearish signal that we are already gonna have a bigger correction. All right, so we are really waiting for that. That really depends on the daily candle, how it's gonna close. If it's gonna engulf this body of the shooting star candlestick pattern, we can really count with a higher correction. Where the correction might take us, we will be discussing very soon in a minute. Right now, let's take a look also at the oscillators. Are we buying at these prices? Well, if you have not been buying right here at the bottom at around that $82,000, either if you have been scalping, day trading, for swing trading it wasn't really favorable, but if you have been opening some long positions right here, these prices might be great if you are really scalping or day trading to start taking, to start covering some profits. New long positions below resistance, right below resistance. It's not, first of all, you understand that right now we are having a bearish divergences that I will be talking about. We are below resistance and there is not really a favorable risk to reward, right? So long and below resistance without a favorable risk reward, and also understanding that from the higher degree perspective, it's a low probability trade, so it's not a smart idea to do, right? If your goal is to be long-term profitable. So note, we are not opening fresh long positions right at these prices. We are focusing on short tactics since $121,000, right? If we will be opening some long positions, we are doing that strategically, tactically, but from the swing trading perspective, there wasn't any opportunity just yet. There was some day trading and scalp trading opportunities right here, but right here we are really not focusing on long positions because of all of these stuff that I'm talking about. Let's take a look also why we are not looking for long positions right below this resistance. One of them is that on the MACD histogram, we are actually creating, it's not confirmed yet, but we are creating a bearish divergence. As you can see from here, we have created not one, but two higher lows, and on the MACD histogram, we are so far creating higher high, alright? So the momentum is there, but as you have seen, as I've been sharing with you right here behind the scenes on the order book suit, somebody is actually on the buying volume, like distributing, right? Somebody is distributing a lot, somebody is filling their sell limit orders, and that is also why you see the momentum. There is lots of pressure, right, coming from the litter of long positions that are being created in the market, and we have been already spectating where they have their liquidation levels. It's accumulated mostly at $85,000, right? But all the way down towards $85,000, there is actually almost $2 billion in long positions. So even though we are seeing that the long positions are decreasing, you know that basically from the higher degree perspective, there is still room to go to liquidate more. We have not seen any huge liquidation event just yet. Let me remind this to you for some time. So there still might be, it's not gonna zoom right now, but you need to trust me. There was a little long liquidation right here, but it's nothing major. We can do much bigger one, right? So this is really important to understand. The momentum is there. Somebody is really increasing the long exposure, even though like from the historic price action, it's not something extreme, but there is some long positions going in the market. But because somebody else is distributing from the big players on this buying volume, it's not allowing the price to create the higher high as we are having on the momentum. Yeah, so the momentum is there, but the price action is not following. This is a bearish divergence. As you know from our website mycryptoparadise.com, this is actually one of the strongest one when the histogram, when the oscillator is creating higher high, but a price action lower high, and we are having also 3 lower highs so far. This is a hidden bearish divergence and it's quite strong one. Let's take a look right now what we are having on RSI indicator. Of course, if you can confluence it with more indicators, it's even stronger. So as you can see on the RSI indicator, we are also creating lower highs. So it's actually not that strong, this bearish divergence, but we need to understand it's there. It's not confirmed yet. I want to see that the momentum is starting to decrease, right? But it's really something to be aware of as we are at resistance. So this is also one of the reasons why we are not opening fresh long positions right below this resistance, all right? So on the RSI indicator, we are trying to reclaim this moving average RSI trend line. From the technical perspective, I think if we will continue to the upside, we are jumping from the oversold area, we need to have a proper reclaim. So anyway, I want to see a retest of this moving average trend line, so that is favoring some bearish price action, and we will take a look where it might take us. On the stochastic RSI, we are about to have a bearish cross. We are in an overbought area, so this might also favor bears, not bulls. Let's take a look right now at the price action a little bit closer. From the daily time frame perspective, by the way, I don't still believe that we will be closing anytime soon below the previous low. The the price action development perspective is still same. What we have got right here at the bottom, the bullish candlestick pattern right here, the bullish hammer candlestick is still playing nicely. There was a great buy in liquidity right here, and I do believe that we might really start going towards that $101,000 and then even $110,000 upon reclaiming this resistance. All right, so that is still intact. However, let's take a look how the price action, the lower time frame price action, might be developing right now and what kind of trading opportunities you might get. So right here we have been analyzing together this the motive mode wave. By the way, if you don't know Elliott wave theory, we have created with the Paradise team a nice article, multiple articles actually, about all of the patterns on our website in our MCP Free University. And this one, probably if you will read one, read this one, all right? Because this is most complex one where you can see at least the basics of the Elliott wave theory. Then if you want to dig deeper, you can go in the search column right here, or if you click just the MCP Free University and basically search for example, ending diagonal, right? And basically it's gonna get you there when you click search. So you can really go deeply inside of each of the pattern, because each of the pattern from the motive mode waves and corrective mode waves patterns, they are having their set of guidelines and rules. All right, so when you understand the guidelines, you can basically have better understanding what is actually forming on the market. When you have a better understanding, you can have a better probabilities on your trading, and when you have better probabilities, you can make much better trades. So this is very important. At the moment, you know that we are forming the impulse, or it might be also a leading diagonal, but it seems like an impulse. But right now it's important to understand that we are having the extended third wave, and right now we are forming the fourth wave. Let me show you what I mean. So this was the first wave, second wave, third wave, right? Then we have got a fourth wave, and actually I've said extended third wave, but we are having extended fifth wave. So this was the first wave of that extension of that fifth wave, secondary wave, and right now we are having extended third wave inside of that extended fifth wave. All right, that's what I have meant. Because take a look at this, the third wave is also a motive mode wave, right? As you can see, M right here. That means it subdivides itself into 5 small waves, and the third wave is always subdividing itself into an impulse. So take a look at this. This was a smaller degree, first wave, secondary wave, third wave, fourth wave, fifth wave. I do believe that the third wave is finished right here, and right now we are creating the fourth wave. All right, upon confirmation that we are about to reclaim this moving average trend line on the medium time frame, we are gonna shift to the downside towards the next support. Important support is going to be at that $88,000 to $89,000 that I've been already talking about behind the scenes, right? So basically $88,000, $89,000 might be a great support for the fourth wave. Then I do believe we'll be touching the $95,000. We will be filling the sell limit orders that you know from the previous video, if that's going to be the case, right? 93 pretty strong, but as you can see, still like there was loads of sell limit orders already filled, but they have went in back. All right, they have went back in with more. So there is 93, 94 and 95 waiting to be filled from some big players, even 96, and but there is like a big cluster afterwards of sell limit orders. But from the technical perspective, 95, 94 and 93 might be filled before the higher degree perspective, because once we finish the fourth wave, and we are really waiting with the Paradise team to see that we are creating the fourth wave in a perfect fashion. So based on the rules, it shouldn't go below the first wave, right? So here is also the top of the first wave, so another confluence. This is also a very important Fibonacci retracement level. Previously it was working as a support right here, as you can see on the Breakout, and it was working as a resistance previously as well. So very, very important historic price action level, and I do believe it could be a great opportunity for the fourth wave to finish right here. The fourth wave is usually a long but shallow correction, perfect for low volume weekends. So we are waiting for the confirmation that some kind of a triangle, either contracting triangle, it's usually a contracting triangle. Let me show you right here, contracting triangle or expanding triangle, but usually it's contracting triangle is being formed with these 5 sub waves. Upon confirmation, we might have a rally towards that $95,000. All right, we will complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves to the upside, and then we might have the major correction. All right, so the probabilities right now are that if we can complete the fifth wave right here, we will really need to have the secondary higher degree correction that might take us towards this liquidity zone, which is at that 85 to around $83,000, because at 83 is also 0.786 Fibonacci retracement level. But looking at the liquidation heat map right here, it's really mostly concentrated at that $85,000 down to 83. So it's possible, the $83,000, it's possible, but it's most important will be $85,000. So if you will be entering some long positions, I would definitely be focusing on that $85,000, and definitely the stop loss should be, at least if you are very aggressive, below $82,000. If you are being more conservative, below the previous low, right? Because you know that the secondary wave should not retrace more than 100% of the first wave. With the highest probability, it's gonna stop at $85,000. With lower probability at 786. With very, very low probability, it will break below the previous low. If it's gonna, the whole count is wrong and we are doing some corrective mode wave pattern instead. But right now the count seems intact. We are monitoring the subwaves with the Paradise team, with Paradise Family VIPs. We are getting ready for multiple trading opportunities. We have been already getting some on scalping, but we are also waiting for some swing trading opportunities. And if we will get them, either shorting right here towards this level or longing from here towards $101,000, it will be a great opportunities, because we are waiting for the highest probability trades where we can also create the best risk to reward. And for that we need multiple confirmations, because our main focus in the Paradise Family VIP is to really protect our capital. All right, so we have developed a discipline with our trading strategy, and we are having a professional trading tactics, how we enter and exit the trades, and we really have a great patience on waiting on our trading setups. So great opportunities for shorting might be right here, on longing might be right here upon confirmations. From the Elliott wave perspective, then this will be the completion of the higher degree first wave. All right, so I'm talking about this one. Let me show you higher degree first wave, and then we will start from the higher degree secondary wave, which is a C. So it might be a zigzag. Usually it's zigzag because that's a deep correction. So basically zigzag ABC. All right, that will take us with the highest probability towards $83,000. Well, and afterwards we'll be doing the third wave, and the third wave will be interesting where it's gonna end with the highest probability. If we will be predicting that the fifth wave will finish right here, I can put my Fibonacci extension right here, and you can see that the perfect level for the third wave is going to be around $98,000. Yeah, so then we can actually assume here we'll finish the third wave, then we will have a nice consolidation at this turned into a support level, and then we will have the final fifth wave that might take us towards this 1.619 Fibonacci retracement level, around that $103,000. All right, so this will basically finish the higher degree fourth wave or the A wave of a zigzag, right? And then we will have a correction to the downside, and then the $110,000. Yeah, so basically that's about the price action development, what we are seeing with the Paradise team right now. Obviously the live price action might end, and that is also why I will keep you updated on Tuesday. So I'm recording for you every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Smash the like button not to miss the next video, and until then, trade safe, trade smart, and I will see you again on Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take it easy and smooth, Paradisers. Cheers.